In today's news, we're exploring how a diet change in mice could impact obesity, shattering gender stereotypes for enhanced communication, the concerning shift in views among supporters of former President Trump post-2016, the potential of microdosing psychedelics for attention deficit hyperactivity disorder treatment, and the long-term effects and reinfections of COVID amid the Omicron variant. Stay tuned for these riveting stories. A new study involving a University of Arizona researcher suggests that breaking gender stereotypes in apologies leads to more effective communication, especially in the workplace. The research found that when men use more feminine language, perceived as warm and nurturing, their apologies are more effective. Similarly, women who use more masculine language, seen as assertive and confident, also deliver more effective apologies. The study, which analyzed celebrity apologies on Twitter and conducted scenario-based experiments, concluded that counter-stereotypical apologies were seen as more effective, increasing the perceived effectiveness by an average of 9.7% for women and 8.2% for men. The researchers hope these findings will encourage people to focus more on how they communicate apologies rather than the frequency of their apologies. A study published in The Lancet Respiratory Medicine reveals that 54% of COVID-19 survivors in a Chinese cohort still had at least one symptom 3 years after infection, with higher rates of reinfection and pneumonia following the emergence of the Omicron variant. The study, led by researchers from the China-Japan Friendship Hospital in Beijing, involved 1,359 COVID-19 patients. It was found that those with long COVID at 2 years had significantly higher rates of reinfection and pneumonia after Omicron emerged. Despite organ function recovering over time, those with severe long COVID symptoms, abnormal organ function, or limited mobility require urgent attention. The study also highlighted the need for a consistent definition of long COVID. A recent study led by Dudley Lamming, a metabolism researcher at the University of Wisconsin School of Medicine and Public Health, has found that reducing the intake of a specific amino acid called isoleucine can lead to a longer, healthier life in mice. The study, published in Cell Metabolism, showed that mice on a low isoleucine diet lived longer, were leaner, less frail, and had reduced cancer and prostate problems, despite consuming more calories. Interestingly, people with higher body mass index measurements tend to consume more isoleucine, which is abundant in foods like eggs, dairy, soy protein, and meat. While humans need isoleucine to live, the study suggests that overweight and obese individuals may be consuming more than necessary. The findings could pave the way for potential interventions, such as an isoleucine-blocking drug. A recent study has found that adults with ADHD who microdose psychedelics, such as psilocybin-containing mushrooms, report increased mindfulness after 4 weeks. This practice involves taking low subhallucinogenic doses of substances, which has been shown to improve ADHD symptoms and overall well-being. The study also found that neuroticism, a personality trait often associated with emotional instability, decreased after 4 weeks of microdosing. However, the study had some limitations, including a high dropout rate and potential bias due to participants who did not have a pleasant microdosing experience. Future research is needed to confirm these findings and investigate whether these effects are long-lasting. A recent study has found that Donald Trump's 2016 presidential campaign and victory led to a polarization in racial attitudes among white Americans, particularly towards black people. The study, conducted by YouGov, involved 600 non-Hispanic white adult citizens and found that those who viewed Trump favorably before the election rated black people as less evolved after the election. On the other hand, those with unfavorable views of Trump rated black people as more evolved after the election. This change was not reflected in ratings of white people and was not influenced by general political partisanship, suggesting that it was specifically tied to views about Trump. The researchers concluded that political leaders can significantly influence public attitudes on sensitive issues like race. That's it for this week's fill of news from the world of science. Let me know in the comments which story you liked best. Also, if you enjoyed the content, please like the video and consider subscribing. See you next week.